So we're doing white and black on black tattoos today.
Awesome.
There's just a few examples in here, but with this, there aren't like hundreds of examples of this stuff anyway, and I feel like a lot of times it's such a unique case.
Yeah.
You know, like it can be done in so many different ways for so many different reasons. I don't really feel like you need a whole lot of test samples. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like there will be more soon, but I want to show all of these off because I feel like every time someone sees something like this, they're inspired to do something like this themselves.
And because they're realizing that it works, right? I just sent you a TikTok video the other day, and you're like, this happens.
Yeah.
So,
anyways,
these
are out there.
So this one just has a little message with it. It looks like it's from Chastity.
Chastity Evans.
So someone told me to send you this before and after. So let's take a look.
Yeah,
Does that
so
say blessed?
Yeah, it's some blown out script that says blessed with some wispy bullshit that looks like it's supposed to be a couple moons or something and a star beside it.
Yeah, some wispy. Ooh.
So then they clean it up.
Yep.
Using white and black on black. And see, this is not exactly what you showed me the other day. What you showed me the other day was where they had whited out the blowouts.
Yep.
And then they relined the script.
Yep.
This is a relined script with white in it.
Yeah.
So it's
white to make the black pop.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the white and the black are popping each other.
Yep.
This has a better chance of lasting than the other one, but even then, this script is... It's not because white and black on black will fade. It's because the script is too small and too close together that this is still going to be a trouble spot. But like, this is a good technique.
You don't think the white will stop that spread that happens?
It will for a time, for sure. But it's just such a small tattoo for the area.
I know, it's so little.
That like, it's just too bad we don't have the healed. But I'm sure it looks great healed, but I don't know what it looks like in a few years. And that's not because I think the white is going to fade or that the old tattoo is going to show through kind of thing. I think it's just that the same problem, the same reason why we talked people out of doing these tiny scripts all the time here is the lines are too close together.
Yeah, and they blur together. That's what tiny script does. You can see it in your eyebrow tattoo. The one it's kind of blurred together because you got a really small script. And that's what script does over time.
Yeah, and that's been relined too.
Yeah.
That's the third time I've had that done. Now, that being said, like, I know what this says, and I think it's way better than it was before. But not for the white on black elements, but just for the small script elements, it won't stay this legible forever.
No, and I feel like this might be one that she wants to get touched up, every
While
so
it's on your
years,
face, and
right?
it doesn't take long. Now, all that said, this will hold up better than the old one.
The initial one, for sure.
Way better, because having that white there does pry it apart quite a bit. It gives some breathing room to the black to do this. So you've got a better shot with the white and black on black version of this than you did with just the black, which is going to upset some people out there who don't think that this stuff lasts. But this has a way better shot of standing the test of time than it did the first time.
I agree with that. I think so too.
Yeah.
So this next one is a back tattoo cover-up from David. It says, I first got the lion 14 years ago, and it was mainly line work. Came out horrible, so I tried to get it fixed a year later.
Line work or lion work?
Lion work. Ha ha ha, dad joke. It came out the way you see in the photo. I just finished this cover-up and full back piece. Took around a month and a half with weekly sessions. Good for you. Face is healed. Both lats are still healing, and the bottom is fresh from yesterday. Tone should even out in a month or two. Let me know what you think.
So this first lion here looks like it was the greatest tattoo ever done in 1993.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like this, if you had seen this thing, it would have been like, can you believe they can do these kinds of things?
This is, like that OG artist in your city who, holy shit, look at that realism.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible. Can you imagine they got that much detail in the tattoo?
Like Clint here
did
shit like that.
This was the greatest tattoo ever in the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been done 15 years ago that way, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a way better tattoo now.
I really like it. This is cool.
Yeah, this is this here. People aren't going to think is white and black on black, but it is.
Yeah.
People will just think, oh, it's a cover up.
This face is amazing.
Oh, this is all use of different opaques.
Yep.
But like, it's funny to me is like, you'll see a picture like that and then swipe to something like this, and for whatever reason, people won't assume this is white and black on black.
Yeah.
It's just a cover up. It's like that isn't the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. It's the exact same thing.
They they looked at the lion and said, "Yeah, screw you," and
Yeah,
did
the lion
exactly
doesn't
what they
exist.
wanted over top.
Let's treat this lion like it's not here.
Yeah.
And do this instead.
Right.
Which
like
is
they
what-
didn't even consider it.
That's
They're
what I
just
said when Dave, like my brother, was getting his arm touched up by Terry the other day, and I was like, theoretically, if you wanted to, because the black is old and barely in there, you could just draw a huge dick on his arm.
Beautiful.
And you could make it as clear as you want. You can do that with black and white on black. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's what's happened here. Where is the lion? You can't see it.
No, it's gone, and I think they did such a really good job of like blending that face into that other like crazy like window and ornate stuff. Like it feels
Yeah.
like stone the way they did that.
There's
face.
a lot of different opaque grays used in this, all different tones of gray. And it can mimic black and gray.
Yep.
It's like what's happened on my head. A lot of this looks like it's negative space, but it's all opaque gray.
And in a way, I almost like this result better than if he had a bare back.
Yeah,
and
well,
did
it has a fuller look to it.
Yes.
Like the grays have a different texture to them, right? Than normal skin does. And there are parts of this that are normal skin.
Oh, yeah.
And I like the opaque parts more.
I just like the contrast between the opaque parts and the normal flesh parts. I like how it has a different feel to it.
I think they should do the bottom as well. But that being said, I like how they finish at the top. Like that's a really nice way to end this back piece.
That like point with the
Yeah.
lake. Yeah, I really like that.
So many people just do a weird cut or it just kind of ends. This feels like that's how that's supposed to end.
Yeah,
Like, that
no,
feels like the end of the piece, you
It
know?
does. It does. I agree with that. I'm also kind of curious because this artist did make some smart plays. I'm wondering how he capped off these shoulders. Like I bet you
Yeah,
it
see it
doesn't
from
just
the
blunt
front.
end.
I mean, it probably rides up along here.
Yeah.
Like it probably doesn't come quite to the front, but it probably rests right at the transition from front to back.
Yeah.
I would love to see this whole thing scaled out into a whole bodysuit.
Yeah, that would look really
Like
cool.
I don't know what he's got on his arms, but I would
I-
consider bringing this cover up over those too.
I'd really like to see the spine area. Like even if you have no desire to go down onto your ass, I'd like to see this this ending also in a point or something a little bit more graceful.
The only thing I would say is like because they have this blue tone gray,
Yeah.
they should bring that into other parts of the tattoo a little more. It should be incorporated just in maybe the filigree elements,
skull or
like the
something.
wisps, or
Yeah.
somewhere else, so that it doesn't look so obviously like we're hiding something underneath of it. Because like the only reason why I think that is obviously I know there's a cover up there, but like I would assume that.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm looking at, whereas a lot of people wouldn't know that. But I know that the heavy use of opaque grays was done to hide something.
Yeah,
So
'cause-
if suddenly you put them in other places, now it's an artistic choice rather than a necessity.
Like you told me about my friend's tattoo, full saturation is their friend.
Yeah.
To cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost always in a case where you've used up all the space and there's no negative space, but then you have negative space around that. It makes it seem like there's a cover up in there.
Yeah.
To anyone who's looking. So like you can easily add more of that opaque gray into other areas, and then all of a sudden I'm not wondering what's underneath of it.
Right.
You know, this was just the way you approached the project to begin with.
Definitely love it though. And
Yeah.
this was a huge upgrade for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, the original lion wasn't that bad. I've seen way worse.
Yeah.
It's just kind of small and a little bit derpy.
Yeah, but this is badass, and your artist was smart, and they made some really smart decisions. And
Yeah.
I'm curious who did it. I think
Yeah,
they deserve a
I'm
little
sure
bit
they
of
do
cred.
work with opaques all the
Yeah.
time. But yeah, this is a really cool piece.